thank you so much for joining us. My name is Nan. I'm the owner and founder of Breakthrough M2 Weight Loss to Wellness. And this is Melissa Hudson. She has decided to come on to our platform here and give us a small testimonial in the form of what we call a success scream, because Melissa was very successful doing the Breakthrough M2 program. And she walked away with way more than just weight loss. And I'm really excited to introduce her to you. And so here she is. Melissa, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, yes. All right, my dear. So give us a little bit of background about where you came from and, how you got to the point where you needed to do a weight loss program.
Well, let me start by saying I do believe, obviously, we all have the ability to be overweight, but I also believe that some people are genetically predisposed, meaning it's just easier for them to gain weight. I believe that to be the case with my family, as all of the women struggle to remain a healthy weight. And so for my whole life, it's been something that I have not been happy with, or I've struggled with, but not terribly. After having 3 children, I decided I wanted to be fit. I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to be able to run with them. I have all boys, so they're very adventurous and outdoors, and I wanted to be able to keep up with them. And so I started working out, what I called my weight loss journey, and spent a lot of time in the gym, a lot. I'd get up at 4 or 4:30 in the morning, be there by 5 and train, and felt great. Wasn't meeting any weight goals that I set. In fact, I kind of gained some weight, but everybody says, oh, muscle weighs more than fat. And so I was like, yeah, that's true. So I just kind of justified it that way. And I did different things with my eating: healthy, organic, Whole30, paleo, tried the keto, all those things. And, nothing worked, but I felt good. And so I just kind of got to the place where I thought, well, this is who I am. And I feel good, and I'm going to continue working out, because if this is as bad as it gets, then I can live with that. And, I'm healthy, got a strong heart and strong legs, and this is me. And really, it wasn't until I did, one of the girls that I did boot camp with, because that was I don't know about where you live, but where I live, boot camp is, really popular. And so this particular friend, we had done those diets together, and she was the most disciplined person I'd ever met, like so disciplined in both her workout and with her food. And after some time, and I kind of went my way, boot camp wasn't working, and I did something else, and she started doing something else. She started losing weight like she had never lost before. She was super, super fit. And so I started asking her, what are you doing? And she was doing CrossFit and counting her macros. And so I started asking questions, and she found a coach, an online coach, to help her count her macros and develop different food plans for her and stuff. And so obviously I was like, I know this girl. I know that everything I did didn't work for her too. And now she probably was more fit than she had been her entire life, like at a healthier weight than probably even in high school. And so I started looking into that, and holy cow, the cost was a lot. Like, I'm like, surgery, macro. Just kidding, but like, it was a lot. And so I've considered it, but I still wanted to find out what my other options were. And looking into different things, I had one day bumped it, and I was serious. I was about to find something because all I knew is that everything I had done wasn't working. And obviously, if it could work for her, if she could find something, that I could too. And one day I was in the nail salon, and a girl that I went to school with, we were good friends in school, and still kind of acquaintances, but not close enough to talk daily, was in the nail salon too. And back up a little bit, this particular girl had lost over 100 pounds. She looked amazing. This friend works in the same hospital I do, and one of the things that we're known for is gastric surgery. And so I assumed that she had had gastric bypass, of one of the techniques that they use, because she lost so much weight in such a short period of time. And so we're in the nail salon, and she's talking to someone else, and she talked about what she was doing with her diet, and I'm like, hold up, everybody stop everything. What? And she started telling me, and I was like, oh, I just assumed you had gastric surgery. And she said, everybody thought that and just assumed that. And so she told me a little bit more. And then she told me about another friend of ours who had also done the program, who had also lost a lot of weight. And so I was like, tell me more. And I got the details. Because I knew somebody personally who had done it, I knew it worked, just like my friend with macros.
Yeah.
But the difference with this is that it was not complicated. It was so easy. It was real food that I already ate anyway. It had a program so simple, a caveman could do it. And the cost was a fraction of the macro coach that I had looked into. And so with a made up mind, in August of 2020, I started Breakthrough. And it was not easy because it required discipline.
Yep.
But it worked like nothing I had ever seen, ever. I started losing weight in places I didn't think was, I thought it was genetic. Like this was my body build. Like this is the way the Lord made me. I didn't think it was possible to lose those places, those lovely lady lumps. But they did, and fast. And so
awesome.
It took 3 months. And honestly, I probably could have done it faster than that. But 3 months, I lost 36 pounds, and that is amazing.
Yeah. What about your sizes?
I definitely went down in sizes. I don't feel like even at my biggest that once again, if that was the worst it ever got, I could live with that. I kept saying that size after size, but like that was it. Like this was the max. This was the top end of that. And so
I had one of those numbers too.
so I went from, I don't know what my largest size, because honestly, I probably now the way boutique clothing is, they don't really give you a number. It's just, small, medium, large. And depending on how it's made, you might can still get away with a medium that's really not a medium.
Yes, true.
Traditionally. And I didn't wear jeans. They're basically the only thing that still came in numbers, and they weren't comfortable. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I did get, how we all have those clothes in our closet from like 20 years ago that we don't get rid of because we really liked it. We're going to get back that size. I did get back that size.
Yes.
I made it.
And just think, puffy shoulders are back in.
Yeah, there's something, and I'm not gonna do again.
Yeah, no, me neither. That is great. Yeah, I love the fact that you saw as far as being structured, it's simple, and once you get going, it's pretty robotic, and it is cost effective for people, and it is whole foods, and you do get support, and it's all included, and thank you very much for bringing that up. All right,
and
so
I want to say too, like it's not cheap. It's not. It is a an expense, and it's an investment.
Yeah.
And like I had to say to myself, because I am cheap. I don't like spending money. So I had to say to myself, if I knew that I could trade these pounds for this money, would it be worth it to me? And absolutely, if I could walk up to a counter and give them, for me, it was about $600. If I could
Right.
go up to a counter and give them $600 and them take 36 pounds, would I do that? Yes,
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
And so I did. And Breakthrough makes it super duper easy because PayPal is an option. And so
Mhm.
for those who may not be able to pay, you know, it's not $600 up front. It's just that's how
Correct.
long my journey lasted. Um,
Correct.
but for somebody who may not be able to fork out that money all at once, they have the option to use
Yeah.
PayPal. And I guess I don't know how it is for everybody, but you know, PayPal will let you break that up into
Yep. It
payments.
does. Yeah, exactly. All right, now on your thing you said, the question was, how do you feel that your attitude has changed toward your health? Um, and you now know what? Do you remember what you said?
That I can,
Yeah,
that I'm able, like, that's not just my DNA. It's not just my genetics. Like
there you go. Yes.
I can have like thigh gap. You know, I did not know. I thought that was just my DNA. Like
Yeah.
I was just gonna have. I've always said I have Thanksgiving thighs because they were big at the top and small at the bottom, like a turkey. Um, but I don't have to have. I have first. Let me say I have strong legs,
Yeah.
strong muscular legs, and I'm thankful for that. And
Yep.
not everybody's look the same, but I was able to lose weight in places that I did not think I could
Yeah.
and be more
Yeah.
streamlined.
Yeah. Now, what habits do you think that were, that changed or you definitely became aware of during this process?
Um, I would say that because of the other like whole food diets I had done before, I didn't realize that just because something is a whole food, that it's beneficial. Um,
Mhm.
not all healthy whole or healthy, not all natural veggies are good for my waistline or my hips.
Mhm.
Um, serving size matters, and it really takes a lot less than what I thought.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that I had done before pump protein, 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 and you don't need that much protein.
Yes. Yeah. I know. And now you said hydration, sleep. What about
Oh yeah,
that?
yes. And I mean, everybody knows that water's important. Everybody tells you that, but and sleep's important, but I experienced it. Like
Yeah.
I know. And something else, from the beginning of the time that I started my workout journey, which was about 12 years ago, it has been said 80-20, 80-20, 80% what you eat and 20% what you do. Um, but when you work out so hard, when you are burning 3,000 calories in a session, that would
Yeah.
be like, wasn't always, but like training for triathlon, that wasn't unusual.
That's a
Um,
lot.
that's a lot. And so it's kind
Yeah.
of hard to wrap your brain around the fact that that shouldn't be working more than anything.
Yep.
But and so I tried to incorporate, you know, healthy things, the Whole30, the paleo, different things like that. Um, but this diet taught me, because you're not supposed to, you know, we're not allowed to work out like that. So I had to back off. And
Mhm.
I learned it truly, truly, truly is 80% or maybe even more. In my case, I would say more,
Yeah.
what you're eating.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I had a trainer once tell me, eh, she says it's 80 to 90%, eating and what you're eating and 10% in workout. And I looked at her, I'm like, then why am I here? Why am I paying you?
yeah, yeah.
Kind of
Well,
sold herself out there.
I didn't. I'm a little bit slower. face. I'm like, okay, abs are
Yeah.
made in the kitchen. Okay, crunch.
Are there any things that you can do now that you couldn't do before? You said you can say no to things that are not beneficial or conducive.
Yeah, like I can say no.
Yeah.
I it blew me and my family away when we would sit down to dinner or go. We do a lot of boating in the summer because we live on the coast, and one of the things that's very popular in our area are bushwhackers, and
Yeah.
I like them. uh, I would be like, no, and prior to this, um, I had not been able to say no to things. I mean, I would just be like, YOLO. Really, I would go from one extreme. I'd be like super
Yeah.
disciplined, or you only live once. And
Yeah.
usually when temptations like that, I'd be on the YOLO end of things.
Right. And a lot of times that leads to way more than you think, or the YOLO moments end up affecting you for 4 or 5 days. And then you keep sitting on the scale, and then you're more upset and frustrated, and then you just go down that path again.
Yeah.
And and I mean, I know for our clients too, being able to kind of see how things affect your body so quickly after this program, like you pay attention, it's so important, like almost like that frog in the hot water, people, like if they eat something, like you've been on the diet for a while and then you come off the program and now you're in step 4 transition, and you eat something that you think is healthy, and next thing you know, you're like, oh man, my elbows hurt, or something really bizarre. All of a sudden you realize, wow, when I eat avocado I get inflamed. Well, meanwhile it's healthy. Well, not for you. And it really teaches you that your body, it teaches you about your body.
Yeah. I will say for me, it's kind of a blessing and a curse. I've got like an iron gut. I can eat everything. Nothing bothers me. Like
Mhm.
now, somewhere in there, something bothers me, which I can tell you
Yep.
it's sugar. I mean, I know
Yeah.
it's sugar, but because I did have back pain and like sciatica and stuff, but I I work hard. Like I'm tough on myself. And so the majority of adults have back pain, which now I know it likely is due to their
Mhm.
diets. But I just felt like, I work hard, I'm hard on my body. This is just who I am. And, it's just part of it.
Yeah.
Um, but as far as like all the little things that may cause inflammation, I don't, that's been a harder thing for me because besides sugar, I mean, that's a no brainer. That's for everybody. Everybody is going to have inflammation from sugar.
Yeah.
But I know of other friends and family who have done the plan, who've been able to identify those kinds of things.
Yeah. You know your blood type.
Yeah.
Yep. And once you find your blood type, we can really tweak it from there, because that's really what helps at least gauge, so it's not so much guess and check, you know. And it's funny because the lower back pain, people, I want people to think about, okay, the main part of your digestion in your gut is sitting right in front of that lower back. And when that's inflamed, it's pushing on everything behind it.
Referred.
It's
Yeah.
it's expanding and it's pushing on everything in your lower back. So, when people are not putting that concept together, they're not thinking that what they're eating has anything to do with their back pain. It does. Um, anyway, all right. So, biggest aha moment. You mentioned eat to live to eat.
That's another one of those sayings that we've all heard, but like, it's like, oh, that sounds good, but
Yeah.
I just thought it was a catchy little phrase or whatever, but I had not experienced that until this program. I'm like, wow. Because for me, I love food so much. I'm just being honest. I love
Yeah, me
food
too.
so much so that I legit hope and pray that we have food in heaven. Like I want to eat food in heaven. Like I don't want to ever have to give that up. Um, and so because I love it so much, I have treated it like a drug,
Mhm.
and used it for what it was not intended for.
Yep.
And but I'm gonna say this, nothing feels as good as putting on jeans and then sliding right on. And not
Yes.
have to do, like the jiggle dance to get them. And like as much as I love key lime pie, it does not feel as good when I eat the key lime as putting those jeans on and then just sliding right up. And so,
Yeah.
you know, I learned to eat to live rather than live to eat.
Now, let me ask you this. How do you know for yourself that your attitude is permanent?
I don't want to ever go back there. I believe I am still predisposed to obesity. And
Mhm.
I know how easy that it is for me to find myself there. I know what a slippery slope that is. And
Yep.
oh, and by the way, let me back up and say I was not miserable at any time on the program ever. And so it like I was not deprived. Um,
Right.
Feel a good
Like,
life.
even though you had to keep saying no to things, you were saying yes to.
I'm feeling great, like feeling confident. Another thing, like I never wore shorts because I was embarrassed of my legs and my
Mm,
thighs. And being on this program gave me the confidence to wear shorts, wear those jeans that were uncomfortable, and like there's nothing that feels that, good. No meal, no dessert, no anything, no bushwhacker is that good. And so
mhm.
while I can have those things from time to time if I want them, I don't need those things daily. I don't need
Exactly.
I don't need to eat. And now whenever I do overeat, ugh, I feel gross.
Yeah.
Who wants to feel
Yeah.
like that?
Right. Right. Yeah, that's the one thing that a lot of people say, "Well, do I have to eat like this for the rest of my life?" And, well, you're not gonna eat like step 2 for the rest of your life, no. Step 4 transition, yeah, that's where 80/20 comes in. I mean, we push for 90/10 just in case somebody messes up, they're still in a good range.
Yeah.
So, but, and what does that mean? Well, 2 meals a week, have what you want. If you know you're going to a barbecue, if you know you have something going on, if you have date night, have what you want, 2 meals of the week. And if that doesn't work, well, have a little bit of something every single day if you want, but just small. And we explain that, in step 4 transition. And so it's not like you have to live the rest of your life without your bushwhacker and your pizza.
Right.
It's just not. That's not even realistic. And nobody expects you to. And the human body is fine. It can take it once in a while. It can't take it all the time. And the problem that a lot of people have experienced that we've come across is that we got to a certain weight and everything, and then we started making all these healthy changes. But all the healthy changes weren't equating to helping us lose the weight that we put on. And so it was almost like we needed to have that perfect storm come together to put all the parts together. And the people that we see that are most successful embrace all of that. And they say, you know what, this is not just for me to be here to be skinny. There's things that I want to change about my lifestyle. And when they embrace that, now we got a great recipe.
And that reminds me of an important thing for me. I mean, you talk about find your why. And honestly, I I had a hard time. Like, I don't know why I had a hard time finding my why because it was like it was there and I just wasn't piecing it together. But like a long time ago when I first started 12 years ago, or probably 15 now, I don't know. It was more about my self-discipline, my self-control, and being able to say no to things. And as hard, I mean, I had the discipline and control to get up that time of the morning and get there and work out. probably
Yeah.
also it helped that the dopamine that happens when you exercise and
Yeah.
stuff made it a lot easier. But I didn't, and all those things, nothing really gave me the ability to I didn't feel like I had the ability to be self-controlled.
Mhm.
This was really a spiritual journey for me, and
Yep.
I prayed about it, and I really relied on the strength that I drew from him to help me whenever I
Mm.
felt weak. And what I learned is that I do have the power to say no to those things, and
Yeah.
you know, so I gained so much more than just sliding my jeans up. Um, but that's just one of my favorites.
And I believe too, I mean, I believe that God wants us to recognize that we are powerful in our own right. Of course, we have all of that available to us, but we're here capable of so much, so much. One of you had three awesome I ams. Do you remember all three of them?
I am capable, I am
Hmm.
strong,
Yeah.
and I am made for more.
And that's the one that got me. You are made for more. We are made for more. And why? Because we've been endowed with that, with that strength and power.
Well, and scripture tells me that faith without works is dead. So what that means is that I have the power to get up and move. Something recently that I kind of put, I like note cards because they just things that I know, they just remind me. And it's basically about a story in the Bible when Jesus healed a paralytic man. And he just told him, pick up your mat or stand, pick up your mat and walk. And so if that man had not obeyed him, if he had not taken action, he
Exactly.
wouldn't still be laying there. And so
Exactly. So all of Jesus's healing power did
he,
not matter until he was a 50-50 partner in that.
he had to take
He
action.
had to.
And
He
so I
had
have
to.
a note card that says, stand up, pick up your mat and walk. I have to do my part.
There
And
you go.
so, you know,
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I think that's so important for people to remember. Um, one piece of advice you could give to someone who might be considering breakthrough M2. You said, make up your mind and just do it.
yeah, yes. Like one of the things that I hope to be able to say today is that, another thing that we've all heard is not everything works for everyone.
Yeah.
Well, I actually have said that. I believe it's true. This diet, I believe, works for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. The
Me
only
too. Yeah.
difference is having the made up mind. Like,
Yeah.
like I said earlier, it's not easy, but if you make your mind up, you're going to do it. It will work for you. Like it's science. It works. If
Exactly.
it'll work for everybody else too.
Yeah.
And I have seen it. What's so cool is that I have not just seen it through like hand-picked pictures or people that you've put on the internet for me to see. Like I have seen it over and over with people I know, with my
Yeah.
family, my friends that I see daily. Like in real life, I've
Yeah.
seen it. Not just
Yes.
myself, but everybody else too. Has every person that I refer to the program been successful? No. But you know what? The majority, number one, the majority has. And number two, the ones that were not successful will tell you is because their head wasn't in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And that is another reason why we try to make sure, like, we put out all the education first, because we want people to be completely understanding what their responsibility is going to be, how we're going to show up, how you have to show up, and if you do, this is what's going to happen. So we don't want people jumping in, spending their money, totally unaware of what kind of responsibility is going to be put on them. Now, like you said, it is not easy all the time, but it is simple. And there's a difference. And no, it is not easy to continually say no to things that you're used to doing. It is not easy to, go to your room if you're just getting stressed or whatever, and instead of going to the fridge. That's not easy. And you have to continually make that choice. But what are you doing for yourself? Who are you becoming every time you make that right choice? And you're not just becoming thinner and lighter, you are becoming a different person on every level. And then that same person that you are now building up and moving forward is the person that you're going to be taking out to the world, being thinner and more confident in who you are and being confident in your results being stable.
Yeah.
Because if we make these changes here and here, it's going to equate into the body. The body is the last place that all this stuff shows up in. The mind and the heart really have to come together, and the body will help support all of that. But that trio needs to be connected. And, that's the Trinity that I call it here in this industry, right? That's the Trinity for us, right?
Well, and
But
it's so true because the body's not what got you in there in the first place. It was the
absolutely
opposite. It was
not.
those bad decisions that got you there. And so
100%.
the body's just the victim,
Yeah,
really.
it really is. And then we blame the body. Our body doesn't want to work. Our body doesn't want to lose the weight. Our body's, just must be my body. To
Yeah.
a certain degree, yes, we are pre-genetically disposed to things, but if you were raised eating pork and bacon fat, and that's what you do, you might have high cholesterol too.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? It's not genetic. But yeah. All right. Well, I think that's amazing. You're on the floor.
My name is Melissa Hudson. I lost 36 pounds in 3 short months, and I am capable. I am strong, and I am made for more.
Yes.
Okay.
Congratulations, my
Thank
dear.